Hello, and welcome to another update video about gold. So gold has moved a little lower than I would like to really have it in a fourth wave. But let me start with explaining where we are, looking at the bigger picture, because we get new viewers all the time. And the bigger picture suggests currently an overall bullish assumption for gold. In fact, we have been bullish on gold since October 22. You'll find all those videos on YouTube. We have been tracking upside continuously because the chart or the price turned at the time in our yellow support area. So it's always worth knowing where we come from. So we had an impulse to the upside here, or you can actually count that even as a diagonal pattern, in which the price topped in May this year. And since then, we have been dealing with this corrective decline. Now, we are currently exploring the idea if this corrective decline already bottomed and this wave 2, which is the corrective move after this rally to the upside, already bottomed here on the 5th of October, or well, early October it was. And this could have happened in an A, B, C structure, in which the B wave was actually an Elliott wave triangle. Okay, so A, B, C. We're now exploring the idea if we really bottomed, and we really only know that once we have 5 waves up and 3 waves down. I repeatedly highlighted that there isn't really much to do from a trader point of view at the moment until we have 5 waves up and 3 waves down, because the 3-wave pullback will give us the next trade setup. At the moment, it's literally just waiting and seeing what the market does. Does the market tell us that a low is in? And it will do that by giving us 5 waves up, and a 3-wave pullback would then be the next trade setup after this was already a setup here. Yeah. Now, of course, you can attempt to trade the 5th wave to the upside, but as I said, charts can always fail after 3 waves. That's just sort of a little bit of background information. Now let's zoom in. We had a support area here, which was successful, so you could call that a setup, but that's really just for anybody who's really doing short-term trading. I will highlight that, hide that now. And we had one here, and this is now broken. So that level 1944 is now broken. I will leave that support area still here because it is still somewhat relevant. It will depend on how next week starts. So it looks quite weak at the moment, but I can count that as an ABC structure, basically complete. Yes, it's a little lower than ideal in a wave 4, but maybe if the next week starts bullish and we get a rally to the upside, I would call that still the wave 5. What happens if we continue to grind lower? Well, it could still be bullish then. I can make it work to call, let me see, to call the wave 4 finished here and the wave 5 here. But as I explained to you, and that would allow for a deeper pullback, but as I explained to you before, this is not necessarily a high probability setup. It's not a high probability count. So while that's possible, it's just nothing that would be highly or very, very reliable. So that means now with the break of support, micro support at 1944, even though the wave count here that I shared with you is not invalidated, it would really only get invalidated if wave 1 and 4 overlap. It certainly is a first warning that we might see another low in the green support area, possibly at 1783 or 1709. Okay, so this has become more likely, but bear in mind there are still options where we could go up from here. So 5 waves up might be complete, then we would call that now a wave 2 pullback, but again, it's not a high probability scenario. So that means in the short term, now that we broke micro support, the focus needs to be on lower. Yeah, that always happens when support breaks. The focus has to be on lower now until we see another impulse to the upside. So for example, yeah, it could be that we had 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a not very reliable scenario. And then it could be that we now come down in a wave 2. So wave 1 to the upside, wave 2 to the downside, yeah, which might reach the area around 1890. But it's just not very reliable. I always try to give you reliable scenarios. So it is a bit of a wait and see. And if we see the first impulse, then we can watch for the next corrective pullback. And that would be the signal that this that another low is in, and also that the low here was in. But just highlighting, the focus is on lower now after the break of support until I see another impulse to the upside. I think that's very important to understand. And that break of micro support certainly hasn't made it more likely that we still have to look for another low in the green support area. That's not necessarily bearish, but it means gold still keeps us on our toes, basically. Okay, so it just does it. But this should give you all the information you basically need to watch the market once the market opens again for the new trading week. And I mean, what is the level? Let's say we have formed 5 waves up already. Let's see, if we now come down in a corrective pullback, what would be the next support? So the next level of support would then be, and the key level where we can still turn around, and above that we need to turn around to keep up the immediate bullish prospect. Well, that would be 1861. So below 1861, it's very likely that we will see another low below 1824. So below the 5th or 6th of October low. That's my update about gold. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. If you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 and regular updates about stocks, check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. We offer daily video updates as well as written updates, intraday updates, and so on. And stocks are also included. So check out the link. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.